Couldn't be happier with our performance tonight in the second half. First half was a little rough for us, but we really kept believing, and I'm just so proud of the character of these young women to maintain their composure through some pretty tough times in the first half. And we got it to within 6 at halftime, and we felt good about that. I thought Hannah Stolke was amazing tonight, but we're really thrilled to be playing in the championship game for the second year in a row.
Hey, Lisa, Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. The game was obviously very physical, and I'm wondering what you thought about that. And there were a lot of things that were not called, and then there was that the offensive call at the end. What did you see with that in particular?
I really didn't see the offensive call at the end. I was kind of blocked, excuse me. I didn't see that. I thought that there was a lot of, like Caitlyn really didn't have freedom of movement. But at this point that they're not going to call a lot, especially after last year when, Caitlyn and Angel were on the bench. I think you're just not going to see a lot of calls happen right now. And yeah.
Going to stay to our right. If you could raise your hand so the microphone can reach you, and then Michelle, you'll be next.
Kenna Roaring with the Daily Iowan. What did you say to your team in the locker room at halftime?
I was really proud of them. We got it cut to 6 points. We were down 12. We got it cut to a real manageable number by halftime. That's all you can ask. We came out really well in the third quarter. I thought our defense led to some good offense for us, and it kind of got us rolling in that third quarter. We just talked about valuing the ball. We just turned the ball over. That's how our defense was really pretty good. They scored 13 points off of our turnovers. So we take that out of the mix, and it's a totally different half.
Michelle, you're next. Howard, you'll go next, and then gentleman behind you.
Hi, Lisa. Michelle Smith from The Next. I want to ask you first about Kate Martin's game tonight, and then I also want to ask you where does the confidence come from to go into the locker room in the national semifinal and say, we're okay, let's just go back to what we're doing in this sort of with the stakes in the atmosphere?
It's the only thing you can do, right? Truly, it's do or die, and you have to do what you do best. And we were not playing what we call Iowa basketball in the first half. We weren't passing the ball. We were turning the ball over too much. But I was pleased with our defense and our rebounding. We out-rebounded them by 8 for this game. We just thought, let's get back to valuing the ball, trying to get some stops so we can get some pushes. And honestly, everybody was feeling pretty good at that point. You try not to think about the end, right? That's just... and then when you start thinking about, if we don't do this, we're going to lose, you're going to lose. So it was all forward-facing, all forward-moving, and we were going to try to, come out and win that game.
Coach, I'm sorry. You have
I'm sorry. Kate Martin, what a warrior. That kid, she was not going to be denied in that fourth quarter. Some of those takes she had to the basket, turnaround, strong jumpers. I don't know what happened to her nose, but it was obviously we all saw a lot of blood. That poor kid has broken her nose, I think, every single year she's been at Iowa. But she is a warrior. She's a leader. She's the heart and soul of our team.
I'm going to move to the front row, Howard.
Lisa, Howard Magdal, The Next. Congratulations. Just early on, there was a timeout, and then coming out of it, you guys went to Hannah a couple of times. Seems like that was a point of emphasis. Can you take me through just, whether there was a conversation that went along with it and that decision-making process?
Yeah, we felt like when we got a first foul on Aaliyah, we had to go at her. She's such a good player, and I always tell our team the easiest way to guard somebody is to put them on the bench. So I thought, we did a good job of ISOing her and letting Hannah draw another foul.
Robert Fembers, Cleveland.com. Congrats, Coach. Has it hit you yet that you only have one game left with Caitlyn? And what's been your favorite part of watching her grow on the court?
No, it hasn't hit me that I only have one game with her. That's going to be rough because it's been such a joy to coach her and to be a part of watching women's basketball grow and be excited about her. What was the second part of your question? I'm sorry.
What's been your favorite part about watching her grow on the basketball court?
It's been her maturity. It's been her leadership. It's this kind of game a few years ago, she would have gotten so frustrated. She would have been, really upset in the huddles. she wasn't that at all. And sometimes people can feed off of her if she's like emotionally in a bad way. So I thought that her composure in the huddle, even when things weren't going well for her in the first half, was really a sign of her growth.
Coach, we're going to go to our right and far right.
All right, Deion Cash, Fox Sports. Congratulations, Coach. Two-part question. You beat a legend like Gino Auriemma, and now you're taking on another legend in Dawn Staley. How are you able, what's the mentality going into the next game? And obviously, this is the game everybody wanted to see, Iowa, South Carolina. Talk about it a little bit for us.
First of all, I mean, going against Gino, he is one of the best minds in our game. He is unbelievable. I mean, the success that he's had. And he has dealt a really tough hand this year with all the injuries. I mean, for him to be in this game with all the injuries that he had to some of his star players is unbelievable. So, my hat's off to Gino like it always is, because he's, somebody that has been very, very successful in our game. Going against Dawn tomorrow, obviously, again, our Olympic coach, everybody's pretty good at this level, though. I mean, when you're getting, into the Final Four, you're going to go against good coaches and you're going to have great players. So we'll just be excited to give it a try tomorrow. Thank you.
Any additional questions for Coach?
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. You and Caitlyn in particular have talked for weeks, months about getting Hannah to have more confidence and play with that confidence. What did it, seeing that transform tonight or kind of play out tonight, how meaningful is that and how did you guys get her to do that?
We elected her to put on the Iowa, slap that on the chart tonight to go to the championship game. We just kept telling her how good she was. And honestly, the only thing that stopped her from being great was her own self. It was her own doubt. And she is a beautiful athlete, an explosive athlete, and she just held herself back. And so we're trying to talk to her about positive self-talk instead of negative self-talk, and kept pouring into her about, you can do this. You can be such a beast if you want to be. And so I'm just so pleased with her growth tonight. She just took, as a sophomore and a young sophomore, she took another big leap tonight.